Who is the team to beat in the AL Central in 2021? It's a bit premature to say that right now, but I can tell you this. It ain't going to come down to Lance Lynn. So the White Sox traded for Lance Lynn. That's been the biggest move of the AL Central so far this offseason, and a bunch of people after that move were like, the White Sox are the team to beat in the AL Central in 2021. That may end up being the case, but there is like nothing has happened in this offseason. So we don't know what these teams are going to look like come opening day. So the White Sox and the Twins are on basically even footing now, in my eyes. Yes, this Lance Lynn trade definitely gives the White Sox a boost from where they were in 2020. However, I think, last year was all about the White Sox taking the next step. This year is all going to be about comebacks. This is all going to be about guys who produced in 2019, guys who are contributors, guys who've proven themselves at the major league level, bouncing back and having good seasons. We look at the Twins roster. The Twins won the division again. It's almost, it's almost unbelievable when you look at how much of a dip some of their players had. Max Kepler, Jorge Polanco, Mitch Garver. Josh Donaldson didn't have nearly as good of a 2020 as he did in 2019 with the Braves. And the Twins still managed to win the division. Now, they had some increases in the pitching staff that helped there. Nelson Cruz was a beast again. That helped a lot. And they have a lot of guys to replace. Looking at the roster right now without, any free agent additions yet, but we know the Twins are going to make some moves. So that's why my main thing is we don't know who's going to be the team to beat in 2021 because there's barely been any moves. Just because the White Sox got Lance Lynn and like they're leading the offseason at this point, sure, doesn't mean that they're going to be the team to beat. And, let's keep in mind, too, the White Sox, Yohan Moncada was one of the best players in baseball in 2019, and he had a very poor 2020. So they have bounce-back guys as well. I'm not saying that bounce-back potential isn't on just the Twins. The White Sox have that as well. So I think that is really going to be a determining factor. Yes, that I'll give the White Sox credit. I'm always one to give the White Sox credit. There's a big part of Twins territory that almost will never give the White Sox any credit at all. And I was the guy last year at right about this time after they signed Dallas Keuchel, and I was saying, you know what, dang, that team is coming for the Twins, and they could catch them. I wasn't calling them the team to beat at this point, but I was taking that a lot more seriously than most people. Let's actually take a look back to my argument in that case back about a year ago. Can a team jump from 23.3 wins to 54.9 wins? That's what the White Sox are going to try to do, essentially, in a way, to try to catch the Twins. Let's take a look at the 2018 Minnesota Twins, who went 78-84, not too far off from the 72-89 White Sox in 2019. And just comparing these two teams, the hitting, the Twins 16-11 against the 2019 White Sox, rotation just about the same, bullpen just about the same. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that the White Sox can't catch the Twins, because that would be basically spitting in the face of what the Twins did from 2018 to 2019. However, I think we can all kind of agree it's pretty remarkable what the Twins did and how many things went right to go from a 78-win team to a 101-win team. So last year it was all about the White Sox catching the Twins. Now these two teams are on even footing. And, I do want to mention Cleveland is still, they were right there. But with them likely trading Lindor and potentially even Carrasco, we'll see what happens. Maybe they keep those guys. But if those guys get traded, I do think it's going to be very difficult for them to keep up. So we're going to focus on the Twins and the White Sox here. I don't expect either of these teams to make that significant more of additions than another. At the end, I think by come opening day, we're going to look at both of these teams' off seasons and come away saying, they've had pretty similar off seasons. So I don't think that the division is going to come down to who had the better off season. I think it is going to come out back to bounce backs. And yes, both of these teams have minor leaguers, prospects who could step up. They have young guys who could step up. We look at the White Sox, and Luis Robert and Nick Madrigal are two young guys who definitely appear to have some more potential. From the Twins' perspective, Alex Kirilloff is ready to go. Plenty more players on both sides of the equation that you could throw into that. But it's easy to forget. We focus when we think about teams making next steps. It's so easy to focus on young guys and prospects that it's so easy to forget. Oftentimes, it is career years from veteran players that push a team forward. And 2020 was a great example of that with these two teams in, Jose Abreu for the White Sox in particular. He went from having, a 117 weighted runs created plus. League average is 100 for that. That's an offensive metric. So 117, he's above average. That's nothing tremendous from a first base DH type guy, to then last season at 167. So 67% above league average, from 17% above to 67% above. Jose Abreu went from 2019 to 2020, and that increase from a veteran guy is really what pushed their offense forward. And if you look at it from the Twins' perspective, we can have kind of that same conversation with Kenta Maeda. Kenta Maeda, he had a ERA minus of, and lower is better on this stat, of 96. Again, 100 is league average. 96 in 2019. It was 60 in 2020. So Kenta Maeda, a veteran guy, took a huge step forward for the Twins in 2020. So it's not always the breakouts from young players. Sometimes it's, a comeback year. It's a guy getting healthy. It's a guy blossoming who's a veteran guy. So I think it's not going to be the Lance Lynns. It's not going to be the offseason additions. It's not going to be the prospects. It's going to come down to the veteran players having those healthy, productive career years. I think that is more than likely going to be what decides the division in 2021. You let me know what you think. Thanks for checking this out. This has been Tom. We'll talk again soon.